This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. She has made predictions before that came to fruition. She just revealed off air here, and I don't even know if we're going to go into the details on this, but something that happened recently, something pretty major. She had written down about a year and change ago, and it took place. She is a psychic medium. Stacy, the psychic, is back with us. How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you doing?
All right, intrigued about all of this.
This happened.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, you've talked about things that you've sensed, yeah, big or small. I mean, you're walking into a store and having information for some random person, or major events, and you're getting there's
All
something
the
that's
above.
there's something that's on your mind today. Is that right?
Yes, there is, because I have tried to reach out to all branches of law enforcement, and this is to do with Minnesota, the Minneapolis, the unfortunate, horrific as all of them are, shooting. That I reached out to officials, and ATF is one of them, and I have visited with ATF and sat down in their offices here in Omaha, Nebraska. They're located in Omaha, most of those offices. But I literally called ATF, and yes, the shooting that happened, I predicted this about a year ago. I did not make a call. I was holding off, hoping that this was not true, and then all of a sudden information comes out. I'm also getting another area, St. Paul, and I have specifics on this. I do not want to give that out because of potential that it has not happened. There's a chance it could, and also to give the people listening ammunition. But I picked up, and I was unfortunately correct. But I have tried to get a hold of ATF. Nobody has gotten back to me. And I have concerns that they're brushing it off, or they've been so busy with paying attention to the shooting there that they have not even gotten the message. But if they can contact me, that would be great. I will try to reach out today. I was hoping yesterday they would have, but as soon as I saw the shooting and the school, the Catholic school, I thought, oh my God, a year ago. And but I got in more specifics, and so they could give me a call. That would be great. ATF, I would assume, and also this would be FBI, and ATF would be stepping in on this, and as well as local law enforcement with that situation. But that would be good.
Wow. I mean, I can understand reaching out to law enforcement. It's a phone call. They don't know who you are. So yeah, I could see some of them reacting like, all right, who is this on the phone? But
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Steve.
I got to believe that there are some that you've worked with that know you by name. You know, you've in your area, and provided some information for them, right?
Right. And, some of this, once again, there's a whole host of things going on with this, that, we're dealing with people that, egos for one, misinformation. And I know that certain people have tried to, defamation of character with me, because if you're square on, as most people that are whistleblowers, that are anything of that volition, they will go after your character first and foremost. They will make a beeline for that and set in doubt. So, and it's like, no, you need to get a hold of me. And, I've given people readings and some of them I've wiped the smile off their faces. So they know that I'm the real deal. And Um, but misinformation. But they need to, like I said, law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and intelligence agencies wrote the book on this as far as, and we know which ones those are, that a long time established, using this sort of intelligent, psychic mediums and that sort of thing. So, and unfortunately, sometimes not for the betterment but in my case, upright, and I'm here to help those upright, those who, need it and are willing to listen. And I think that not only for me, but other people with my gifts um, that are able to help and maybe not only able to help, but help them solve the cases.
Mm. What are you feeling now? I don't know how much detail you want to go into. You alluded to something before, Minneapolis area, St.
Yep.
Paul-ish.
St. Paul, Minneapolis, and of course I'm unfamiliar with that area. A long time ago, I had family in Austin, Minnesota, and I don't know. I don't believe I've ever been to Minneapolis or St. Paul area, but Austin, Minnesota, yes. But that's it. So I'm unfamiliar with all that area. So, but I got in specific names of schools, and this was a year ago, and I'm getting into hate crime, um but and that is what that I only saw a little bit of it because I didn't want to know any more details, and I'm just every time my heart skips a beat, or anytime I hear any shootings, period, and these mass shootings, I just devastated. It's I pick up the energy of what those people are feeling and the devastation and the toll it takes on everyone. But yes, the St. Paul, I got in a Catholic school, yes, and a year ago. And I've tried to reach out, like I said, and I did speak with one law enforcement. I don't think it was not a helpful call. So, and she did not take it seriously. And then, of course, the psychic medium, and I'm honest about who I am and what I do. It's like, if you need to check it out, if you need to, Facebook, Instagram, call certain people, by all means, do it. But yeah, they need to give me a call on this one. I'm concerned, and I'm hopefully here to stop it before it happens. I can pick up what someone is doing, the planning phase of something. And that is scary at times.
I'm just going to throw it out there. If you have a comment, question, wondering, I can connect you with Stacy, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. So that's one situation. Is there any other ones that are floating around in the back of your mind that you could share, or maybe even loosely share, or I don't know if I call them predictions, but vibes that you're getting?
As far as currently, or
anything.
Just over the years, and I've said, and this is obviously, I shared with some major ones like the Twin Towers in New York. I got visions of things happening, and 2 days before it happened, and of course that's been a long time ago. And
I want to share just to validate psychics. 9/11, right? Way before you and I met. We've only met a couple of months ago. I was doing a radio show in New York, and I had a psychic on that morning. That's just to validate what comes up. And I'm going to be honest with you. She was always, hammering us and our producer to come on. And I'm like, whatever. I don't know. Like, let's just have her on. What the heck not? And she said at about 7:30 a.m. New York time that there would be a major event happening very, very soon that will have major impact worldwide, major impact, and we should take
That
note of it.
that's what I got in. I got in. I thought maybe more localized. I wasn't sure, but I knew this would be major.
Yeah,
Um,
she didn't say New York or anything like that, but that's 7:30 in the morning. Hour and a half change, whatever. Later, we were on the air when the first plane hits, and then we're trying to dissect. And she was already gone; she had already left. And then we're trying to figure out what is going on here. Then the second plane, obviously, we knew what we were in for.
yep,
But just to validate what psychics come up with,
been due. Yes.
she could have said
This
that
is,
any other day, and she was like pushing it that there was something major to happen. Um,
well,
and
the
they're
day,
saying the same.
yeah, that day I was freaked out when it happened 2 days later because I literally saw physical planes going into buildings. And I'm going, what the hell is this? And it scared the hell out of me. And I'm going, what are all these planes going into buildings for? 2 days later, and I just about lost it. When I was in Omaha, there was uh, a, and I won't bring in. It was downtown Omaha, the quintessential Omaha, Nebraska. And when I was in the process of about living there, there was a famous restaurant place that had blown up, literally gas lines. I was getting in energy a couple of weeks before that. That day, somebody that I was with, somebody I'd been dating, I was with him, and like 2 hours before it happened, I said, "What the hell's going to happen?" I said, I was getting just deluged with, and I thought, this is really bad. What's going to happen? And I kept on looking out the window, and he was close to where this building was, and I looking straight at where the building was at. And I said, something horrible is going to happen. I just know it. And I was really nervous. I was really anxious, and I don't unless I'm picking up on events. And but this was 2 hours before it. 2 hours later, all hell broke loose. We almost went to this place. I was there the night before it happened. We almost went there the day of, and but it blew. It took out the whole entire place, and it went upwards. It took out the places next to it, and but I knew it. And he said, "Oh my God!" He goes, "You knew this was going to." And I said, "Yep, there we go." But I was glad that nobody was killed in that incident because they had very few people, and how it happened, there were unfortunately there was nobody, and because I knew these people, and it was just horrific. But the 9/11, I picked up on before COVID hit. I said something massive, major, worldwide is going to happen, and somebody laughed at me, going, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was picking up on the energy of before COVID, and I said, "This is catastrophic. This is going to be worldwide. It's just I feel it in my bones. This is not right." COVID hit. Probably 3 weeks later, month later. So yeah, and
What does that feel like for you where you're feeling something? Is it anxiety? Is it
right.
stressful? Like what does that feel like?
I've now, been able to surmise that no, this is not of me. I'm picking up energy, and no, I'm here for a reason. Sometimes like I said, I've ended up in weird places, and contacted like the person with the wallet that lost. There was a reason for that, and somehow this is also sometimes divinely guided spirits putting you there. The energy from above is literally giving you those downloads. Um, so you know what's up.
Mm.
And but you're able to surmise this is not of my energy, and there's something else going on. And no, I'm not a anxious person. And now I know why. Over the years when I was younger, what I was really picking up, I was picking up on everybody's energy. The frequency, we talk about frequency and vibration, but energy doesn't, like we said, energy does not lie. Um, so, but I'm able to surmise, no, this is not of my energy. Something's going to happen. And I'll start getting downloads. It's like, okay, do I need to make a phone call? Do I need to let somebody know? And that sort of thing then goes into motion.
Do you
And
find
it's
that
really, go
you
ahead.
you've over time, Stacy, have developed a filter where if you're getting something, you know, let's say you walk in a grocery store, you're picking up on something, something not of major proportion, but just a little something from somebody, you want to walk up, hey, by the way, I'm psychic and I want to tell you that. Have you developed a filter where you kind of block a lot of that, but the bigger stuff?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If I'm supposed to give it, it's pretty persistent, the energy.
Okay.
And I'll start off saying, hey, do you want to hear this? And some of it, is kind of disturbing. I'll understand if you don't want to hear it. And I've learned to navigate the waters there and not, because some people just don't want to hear it. And if it's an emergency, such as potential suicide or suicide in motion, which I've picked up plenty of those. If their safety in jeopardy or someone else's, I let them know, and I'm saying, I'm sorry, I have to give this message. And you know, and then I'll get people either saying, okay, I'm getting chills myself, and validation, and sometimes it's not right away, and sometimes either I'll
Mm.
run into these people or they'll let me know that this indeed happened, and then usually it's you know I remember sitting in downtown Omaha, it's somebody saying that I was a freak of nature. I'm going, no, I'm not a freak of nature, but just how I'm built, and been doing this. So I've done more than that,
Well,
one time.
it's been said that, and I love your input on this, that we all are psychic. We're all intuitive.
Yep.
It's
Yep. We all have ability.
some are more in tune with it than others. And I really want your feeling on this. I don't think that some are more tuned in than others. I think it's more of a subtraction situation where we have so much energy around us and so
Yes.
much going on and so many distractions that if you were able to snap your finger and make that all go away, and I'm not just talking about three jobs, mortgage payments, car payments, all that, everything going on right now, and it's just all over your head. I'm talking
It's
about
very overwhelming.
all of the energy, everything around us. If we were able to just, part the curtain, so to speak, and push that over there, that we would be able to pick up on these things using our intuition. And I feel that psychics are able to do that and
That's
receive
right.
that information, somehow blocking that other stuff out.
I do feel that you're right. I do feel that's true. I do feel certain ones pick up certain things, have gifts that others
Yeah.
probably will not ever get or have, but are up there. But yes, I do believe you are correct. And some of that's intentional. Some of that is to place distractions and the noise there, and also create the illusions, and therefore you're unable to tap in what you need to know. And
Mm,
for me, is allowing people to manifest their destiny. And along with their destiny, of course, it's like a ripple effect. When you're in your essence, when you're truly owning your authenticity and you're there and you're present and in that mode, it energetically it has a ripple effect. It affects everything
mm,
around you. And when you're in your essence and your mode and doing the thing that you're meant to do, it has a profound, far reaching ripple effect.
mm,
And primarily on your life and the ones you love and care about, but it can have far-reaching consequences and far-reaching positive events to occur.
Hmm. I know somebody who's a psychic as well, and the way they get it about blocking that stuff out is like I'll throw a question. Now, what do you think about this? Oh, hold on, let me meditate on that. Or I'll talk to you tomorrow. And they visualize getting in an elevator, taking the elevator down to the ground floor, and walking out on a beach. Everybody's different. That's
Yes,
that's how they.
everybody has their techniques. That's
Yeah,
why I'm hesitant to tell you, because everybody is different how they process. It's very individual,
sure.
and also once again, they're gifts. And when we take it up, blow it out of the water, and I think some people are just meant to do it, and they're born there, and they're from the get go. And I know that from the get go. I was doing these things. I was just blocked intentionally. I was not told who I was and what I was capable of. That this was intentional for a variety of reasons.
Does this mean when
And
you were much younger?
yes, and
Yeah.
it was blocked intentionally. They already knew who I was capable. And yes, I'm alluding to a lot of different things here, and people closely around me that hit it because. Like I said, right now, that's all in question. DNA, there's been a lot of things attached to me that have not been quite kosher, and a lot of defamation of character, because, there's money to be had here and that sort of thing. But it was intentional. They knew who I was
Mm.
and what I was capable of. And, you know, when you start picking up on military, and I had told you about that, calling military base there in Omaha, and then come to find out it was Travis Air Force Base. This was in 2018, but that came in. That was very, boy, specifics and very concrete, and I knew it. I knew it. And then the fact of the matter is that I've only been living in this state. I'd only been to the Air Force Base twice, and I ended up there. I'm going, oh my God, I'm sitting in front of here. Okay, I get the message. I need to give this, and I need to let somebody know.
Do you
And
feel, Stacy? Do you feel a higher presence telling you that this one you
yes,
need to say, Stacy, we have to work on this. We have to let this out. We have to share this with
yes,
others, maybe as opposed to other
yes,
things
I
they might
do.
get. Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, that kind of, blows everything else that everybody's ever done or said to me, which has been plentiful here. There's been a lot of things said that are just absolute lies and defamation of character. And then I always tell people, unless it's really good, unless it's something good about me, I've literally had to confront people in both places saying, hey,
Mm. Mm.
there's a reason we're doing this, and for a multitude of reasons, because there's a lot. I'm going to be exposing a lot, and I'm going to be exposing people for who they are. I'm an exposer, and that's whistleblowers, but I do it in my own unique way. And but of course they say, oh, you're crazy, and that's been quite the quintessential. It's like, no, I'm not. Are you projecting? So
Well, you,
right,
and the proof has been
and
there of the things that you felt, and then
right.
unfortunately, some of these things transpired. How do we connect with you, Stacy? What's the best way?
You can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook, and just message me at Stacy SD, and there's also an email, Stacy the Psychic Medium, .com. And but you can reach me on both more easily on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. And Stacy, by the way, no Stacy, correct?
Why? Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Gotcha.
Because
And
there are
also,
other. Go
also
ahead.
instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. You can reach out. Keep it anonymous if you so choose. Thanks for the insight today. Like lots to think about after today's show, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well,
Thanks.
Steve. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.